But God will not reach through that door and grab you by the nape of the neck and drag you through it. You have got to take that action on your own. There were two reports. The majority report, it's impossible. The minority report, we can do it. Who wrote that? Joshua and Caleb did. Don't think about Joshua and Caleb as if they were flighty charismaniacs who had no heaven, who were so heavenly minded they were no earthly good. They knew exactly what the problem was. They did not deny the existence of these giants. They knew that the giants were there, and they knew the giants would need to be conquered. They didn't stand on the banks of the Jordan and say, we just bind the spirit of giants. Shrink them to midgets, Jesus. No. They knew what it was going to take in order to do what God asked them to do, but they were willing to pay the price of success. They were willing to fight those giants. The children of Israel were not even willing to try. They wanted this promise given without any effort, but the Bible says this: faith without works is dead. If you are going to live in the land of milk and honey, you have got to conquer the giants that live there. Many of you, God has led to a promised land. It's an area that He longs for you to possess. Maybe it's a job where the majority report is, sorry, we're not hiring. Maybe it's a home where the majority report is, sorry, it's not for sale. Maybe it's holding a public office where the majority report is, you're never ever going to get that high. Maybe it's real estate that's currently occupied by somebody else that God intends for you to have. Whatever the case may be, do not be afraid of the struggle, because I am looking at men that God has given every tool that they need to be successful. They're just afraid to try. They're not willing to pay the price of success. I'm looking at marriages that God has promised them to be heaven on earth. Husbands and wives that could enjoy the fruit of a beautiful relationship, yet they're not willing to try. I'm looking at young men and women with the light of life in their eyes that are on the edge of the promised land. They are so full of fear that they're afraid to move. They have heard what the majority report says. They have heard that it is impossible. They have heard that there's not a chance they'll ever go that far. But I ask you today, whose report do you believe? You have heard the majority report, but the Lord's report is all things are possible to them that believe. Fight the good fight of faith. Endure hardness as a good soldier. Be willing to try in faith. Do not forfeit to the future of fear. Reach for greatness in Jesus Christ. The majority may act like grasshoppers, but you are a giant killer. Be willing to possess what God has given you. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't you dare give up until you possess your promised land. Can we stand? With every head bowed and every eye closed.